In today's video, we're going to look at some vintage silver brooches and have a look at some of the values and find out why they're worth so much money, what designers to look out for, what styles, and all that type of thing. So I think what the best way of doing it is to actually show you some photos and some pictures and show you some stuff that's actually sold. That way you can get inside, you can take it on board, and when you're out in the field at flea markets, estate sales, auctions, you name it, you got a little bit of knowledge in there and something to work with. So let's go straight over to the computer now and have a look at some listings that sold and made a good profit on eBay. Now this is a lovely one. This is a George Jensen 925 sterling silver brooch, and as you can see, it's got a lovely little design, a modernist design. You've got the two little birds and the wheat in the centre. Now George Jensen is one of those designers that's worth a lot of money. You do find them out in the wild. You can find these things, and it's a name that you need to be looking out for because you can pick these up. And as you can see, this one sold for £315. It's a lovely design. They're all modernist. The majority of the ones you'll see will be like what they call mid-century, mid-20th century. They'll be 50s, 60s in date, and they all, once you've seen one piece, you can kind of identify them, and that's what you want. This is a nice one to start off with because all these pieces are very, very similar. So that's the first one, a nice little brooch. Now the next one we have here, this is an enamel brooch, enamel on silver. Now this one's by Marius Hammer. Now this is actual Norwegian maker, and now the date on this one, again, it's probably going to be 1940s, 1950s, something like that. Sterling silver, and now this is actually enamel on top, so that's hand painted on enamel and then fired. It's almost like a glass on top of the silver, and as you can see, it's very, very sweet. It's a butterfly. People do collect insects and different type of animal brooches, so this one's very, very popular. This one was £485, but it's a nice big one. That's probably at the top of the price scale for one of those in my experience, but a lovely brooch nevertheless. And now here we have, this is a nice Victorian one, and as you can see, this is got a green stone in it. Now this green stone is actually what you call malachite. Now this is a solid silver brooch and it's inset with malachite. There's a little bit of damage towards the top there. It's missing a slight little bit there, which is a shame, but you've got oak leaves, and as you can see, the little berries, they're probably coral. They're nice little bits of coral, and it's just a nice, you know, typical of its type, Victorian, probably around 1880, 1890 in date. And that one's £250. So that's a nice little brooch, sold for £250. Little bit of a shame about the damage. Now next up we have this little coin brooch. Now these are really, really cool. I really love these. Now this is a little coin. This is a little half crown coin from 1828, and again this has been hand painted with enamel, and it's basically just been coloured in, almost like a colour by numbers, if you will. But the quality of it, not all these are made the same. You do see a lot of painted coins, but whoever done the painting on this one did it very, very well. Now this one was sold via the auction. It got 13 bids and it sold for £181. So something to be on, it's only a little half crown, but something to be on the lookout for, a nice little brooch. And moving on, we now have an arts and crafts style, almost Art Nouveau arts and crafts on that crossover period, probably around 1900, 1910. Oh, in fact, it's actually hallmarked, it's 1909. Now, this one was designed by Charles Horner. Charles Horner, again, a big British maker. A lot of these you'll find that will be hallmarked for Chester. A lot of his work's hallmarked in Chester. And you've got a silver pierced brooch with these lovely, if you see like the greeny blue enamels, and that's typical of Charles Horner work. If you see that, there's lots of designers used it because that was the style at the time. But Charles Horner, good name, good designer. Now this one sold for £345. And again, here we go again. This is George Jensen. As you can see, very similar to the one that we showed a bit earlier, the birds and the wheat. Now this one's a dove brooch, and it's actually got 3 stones inset. Something you do see now and again with George Jensen, not all the time, now and again, so it's a little bit nicer. A little bit earlier, this one, 1904, 1908, so it's a nice early one. And yeah, the blue moonstones just show it off nicely. Well, lovely design, isn't it? It looks really nice, really elegant, almost in that arts and craftsy, Art Nouveau type of genre, isn't it? And now this one sold for £480, so it just shows you there can be some big money in these brooches. Now you have more of a traditional one. This is a Victorian one. Now this is 2 hunting dogs or setters, or I don't know, sorry, hunting pointer dogs, isn't it? Now This is more, as I said, this is more traditional, Victorian era. And it's just got that very classical look to it, hasn't it? It's just very plain, very stylish, less is more. And just if you're a dog lover, this is an absolute winner, because it's a lovely brooch that you could wear. And now this one sold for $257. Lovely embossed, high relief finish. Yeah, again, another nice one. And moving on, we've got another arts and crafts style one. This is silver. And again, inset with moonstones. Moonstones, very popular around that time frame, the early 20th century. And again, just arts and craftsy. Very nice scrolled, very elegant. And again, you can see these are very, very popular. This I'm not sure what this one sold for, because it had a best offer accepted, but it was priced up at $475. So again, a very big money item. But again, another silver brooch that's worth big money. Here we go, one of my favourite ones. This is an Art Nouveau one again. Sterling silver and applique azure, which is basically enamel. And again, if you look at it, very, very stylised. You've got the nice red cabochon in the middle, in the centre. Almost could be like the stylised butterfly wings in a way. It's got that kind of look to it. But again, a lovely brooch. Absolutely typical of the Art Nouveau style, you see. And this one sold for £549. Lovely thing. Now moving on, we've got this blue one here. Now this is actually little pieces of glass rolled up and insetting. This is actually a micro mosaic. And what they do, they put lots of canes of glass together. They glue them all together and then they slice it up and you get micro mosaics like that. And look at that, isn't that wonderful? Absolutely wonderful. I mean, this one's a strawberry and the leaf. Grand Tour, as you can see in the description, antique pin, Grand Tour, probably 1880 in date, something like that. And this one was sold for £630. Very, very popular. You get lots of different subjects with these. You can get ruins of buildings, you can get the Colosseum, the Doves of Pilney, all different designs with the micro mosaic, the Grand Tour items. But it's one to be looking out for. Not a lot of silver on it, but it's actually what it is, the micro mosaic. Very nice. Now, our next one up, again, another Art Nouveau one. This is a side profile. As you can see, it's the Goddess Mavira. And again, a very iconic image. And it's just, it's just the relief on it's really nice. It's got a nice colour and patina to it. It hasn't been cleaned. You could polish this right up so it was really shiny, but I just leave it as it is. It's got a nice little inset stone as well. And it's just a lovely, lovely one. Lovely brooch. And now, this was made by Unger Brothers. It has actually got a stamp on the back. And this one sold for £674. So again, lots of money to be had just by, you just got to know the design, know the genre of it, Art Nouveau, and it just ticks all the boxes. Good designer, silver, good image. We now have got a rare Joseph Hoffman Wiener Workstate brooch. Now look at that. That is absolutely fabulous. As you can see, this is silver with a little bit of gold inset. Now the design is just absolutely stunning in my view. Lovely brooch. Now this is the type of thing that just, if you're lucky enough, you can find it just sitting in a box of brooches. If you know the designer, Joseph Hoffman for the Wiener Workstate, if you know it, there's money to be made. You can pick these up from time to time, but that is just that's a find of a lifetime. Just lovely, lovely brooch. And this one sold, as you can see, there was one bid. It sold for $5,500. Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely stuff. I hope you've enjoyed that run through. If you have, check this video here, as this shows some items that I've actually bought to go on to sell onto eBay. So it's another good research tool. Cheers for watching.